Hmm. Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to another DMing Hadley game. Tonight we are back with the OG Mercenary Guild. This is season 6, episode 4. I think I'm gonna call this one "Time to Work." Time to work. We spent the last few sessions meeting a couple of characters, Anloth and Drummer, two new recruits to the Mercenary Guild. They proved themselves capable adventurers by, I would say, besting. They didn't kill it, but they did, in a lot of ways, best a Hydra, saved a bunch of people, and were brought on board, recruited, and then put through their paces in a series of assessment tests. Well, assessment time is over, and it is time to work. Um, I don't really want to waste too much time, so we're just going to get right down to it. And you know what we always start with, and that's the round robin. That's right, everybody, back for the round robin. During the round robin, we do 4 distinct things. The first thing we do is introduce ourselves. The second thing we do is share with one another and the world our pronouns. The third thing we do is introduce our characters. And the fourth and final thing is offer a vivid, aesthetic description of our characters so that they may live in each and every one of our brain holes. Because, well, I like to vividly hallucinate with my friends on the internet for 2 to 3 hours at a time, 6 days a week. And y'all, no kidding, today ain't no different. So, without further ado, Rob, why don't you take it away and show the folks at home how it's done?
Uh, well, hello. I'm Rob Croman. I go by he, him, and tonight I'll be playing Nicholas Aura. Now,
Not
Nicholas Aura.
Noller Merrick.
No, not this time. Why you asking me that? You know, it's
I'm just wondering if this is like not Noller Merrick too. Is it? Is it?
why are you asking me this all of a sudden? What's the joke?
I'm just curious. I'm just curious. I don't know. I haven't looked at your character.
I made up other characters.
Okay.
Okay. Anyways, now who's Nicholas Aura? Well, he's just to give an idea, there's not gonna be any spells here. Now, just to give a description, well, I'll put it like this. Nicholas was born to a somewhat wealthy family, even to experience some luxury some others couldn't, but he decided to still learn and better himself as much as he could. He grew a fascination with swords and with martial combat, and so he learned as much as he could, being able to fight in many spectacle fights and learn everything he wanted to be a proficient warrior, but also work as a smith. And he decided eventually that he wanted to make a bit more of his life. And motivated by the hardship of his parents, he decided to venture into the world, decided to do some hardship himself and find his spot in the world, willing to venture forward and keep learning, both as a fighter and as a possible crafter. That's basically the what it is for now. You could expect a very human, about average build, but with the usual you could expect for me: a blue coat and black pants and leather boots, and well, someone determined to already to get into whatever adventure you will see in the future.
Magnificent. Very
Didn't
good.
didn't plan didn't plan this introduction this time very very well, but okay.
Works for me. Magnificent. Thanks, Rob. Jordan, did you make it back? Huh? Jared?
Okay, yes, I did. I just sat down.
Yes.
Okay,
So,
1 second. Okay.
I believe in
Hello.
Hi.
My name is Jordan, and I am still pulling up my character info. Hadley, do you care if I play my new character?
No.
Cool. All right, I'm gonna do that then.
Okay.
All right. So, okay. Well, first off, my name is Jordan, and I use he/him pronouns, and I will be playing as Rivius, who is a rogue owlin. He kind of has hawk kind of feathers to his, like his feathers are in the color style of a hawk. He's small, so he only stands at about 3 feet, and he is he's well, he's a rogue, so he's very stealthy, and his skills are well, I mean, mostly he'll be up close and personal with whatever he's fighting. He tends to be a little snarky with whoever he's talking to, but for the most part, he is rolling high in his charisma and getting off with mouthing off way too much for his size.
It's the talons and the little beak, man. You don't want to. What's their name again?
Rivius.
Rivius. Magnificent. Any visible weapons besides those scary talons and beak?
He has a dagger that's kind of on the underside of his wing, so it's tucked up against him, as well as a short bow that is like strung along his one of his wings and neck.
Nice. Quiver?
Yeah, it's like somewhat underneath the short bow. They're kind of stacked on each other on his back.
Cool. Any other clothing or anything?
Nah, man's just naked.
All right, that's cool. I mean, he's got feathers. It's not. I mean, he's got feathers and a dagger. No one's gonna be like, "Sir, put on a shirt in here."
I hope not. You look a little silly.
Yeah, I don't. It probably wouldn't be an improvement. Thanks, Jordan. Wayne, take it away, man.
I'm getting used to that.
Yeah.
Still can't hear myself in my own ears, though. Can you all hear me?
I can hear you.
Fantastic. Great. I'm Wayne. My pronouns are he, him. I'll be playing Wayne the Wizard. He's not a wizard. He's a ranger. He's a Fey wanderer. He spent most of his life as the servant, slave, dog's body enforcer of prisoner of a sea hag. He's gotten out of that now, turned over a new leaf. He's loves animals, loves plants, tends to go with the whole Fey etiquette thing of never give anyone your real bloody name, mate. So he's Wayne the Wizard. He looks very bedraggled. He does have a pointy wizard hat. He does have a long wooden knobbly wizard staff, wizard stick, bloody useful thing, stick. And yeah.
Magnificent. Cloaks, color, aesthetic.
I'd say going into the autumnal aesthetic, really lots of browns and reds.
I'm a big fan myself. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Likes to smoke. Has one of those long, ridiculously long mouthpiece pipe.
Yeah. A church warden is what that's called.
Really?
Yeah, church warden.
I shall remember that.
Yeah.
Just bloody glad to be here, mate. Yep.
Magnificent. Jen.
Hi.
Back again already.
Back again. I know. It's almost like.
Look, hey. Good job cleaning up your room.
Thank you. Yeah, I cleaned up. Yeah, I was like,
nice and tight.
look at you.
Yeah.
If my drill sergeant saw the way it was before, then
Yeah.
it would not have been a fun day.
No.
Yeah. So I used to be here. I'm Jen. I also go by Rios. I used to play a lot before. Then I was away for 6 months training for National Guard, Army stuff. Now I'm in the military police. I even got the shirt for it.
Look
So
at
it's like,
you.
yeah,
Aw.
I'm representing.
Yeah.
Hey.
And my character is also another human variant. He is a fighter. His name is Brendan Rivers. I actually wrote down a short background for him.
Ooh.
Yeah. So let me. So Brendan Rivers has trained for the latter half of his life to become an honorary member of the military police. Pressured by his parents and siblings, he turned his disdain into a force of good. He grew past it and started to love his work. A sharpshooter, firearms, and adept warrior in closer combat, Brendan dedicated his life into protecting those who could not protect themselves. However, over the years, the forces of evil became stronger and stronger, and his allies began to fall one by one. Close friends, new family, brothers and sisters, platoon and company all began to fall around him. It became too much when the kingdom fell to ruin. Overrun by drow, fae, and goblin and orc alike. He only survived because he was already assumed to be dead. He awoke from unconsciousness to find his home destroyed and his people slaughtered. Vowing then and there to destroy all evil, he began his quest to survive and live on to carry the legacy of his family and the people he failed to protect.
What
That's
do we
it. Oh yeah.
see? Yeah, what do we see as he comes on the scene?
As he comes onto the scene, well,
Mm-hmm.
he managed to repair his armor, and he's a little more veteran. He's young. He's like 23 years old, but surviving the wilderness and going from place to place, and doing what he feels needs to be done. He's unkempt. He's unshaven. He doesn't look worse for. He looks worse for wear. He no longer has a sword, so he has resorted to mastering a unarmed fighting style that he learned from a monk in 6 months.
Nice.
And he also for enemies that are too far, he has his pistol, which he affectionately called the Blicky.
Jesus.
and and he also has he has bracers that he had enchanted from that monk. So bracers of the mastered fist.
I
So
was
while
waiting for
donning,
some enchanted bracers. I swear to God, I was like, if this guy doesn't have enchanted bracers, I'm gonna give
he
him some.
does. While donning these bracers, it's as if he has a shield, but he's still able to fight with both arms.
Amazing.
So and then the other effects that it gives him a +2 to his armor class, advantage of initiative rolls, and athletics checks. It's a
Crazy.
homebrew. It's a homebrew item I created.
Kinky. Sweet. Let's
And
see how he
yeah,
rolls. What's that armor look like? Is it like plate armor, half plate?
the plate armor is underneath his boiled leather, as it stops up to the elbow. Too. That's where the bracers take
Yeah.
control. It's still like a dark silvery color with as an emblem on the back that is a little scratched out due to age and time, and it's the picture of a green emerald wrapped in a gold ring. That was the sigil of his house before it fell.
Amazing. I'm gonna
The
make a.
bracers.
I'm gonna make a.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make a quick adjustment. On those. That essentially you can use a reaction 3 times a day to increase your AC by
Ah,
2. So essentially, they
I
just
see.
like sort of and repel stuff. Otherwise, you're looking at something that would be like all like very very rare.
All right.
But with essentially your the equivalent of alert, you should be okay there with your
Perfect.
initiative. If you want, hey man, if you want to get in the mix, that's your funeral. Beautiful. That was all of you which just leaves me. DMing Hadley, he, him pronouns here for 60% or so of your DMing needs. Man, excited to get back tonight. Where are you guys going? As the four of you are standing in the briefing room on the floating Mercenary Guild air base, Chester, the cat folk leader of the Mercenary Guild, reaches down and with his white furry paw spreads out three dossiers on the table in front of you. And as he does, you see three really rough looking guys. One of them is a man with dark skin and three big slashes across his face. And you see just a thick book of bullshit he's been involved with. The next guy is a Goliath. You see, like, sort of a mugshot of him. He's got tribal facial tattoos and a snarl on his face. Like, whoever took that picture probably died immediately afterwards. And there's also sort of a profile of him sketched out next to a normal sized human being to show that he is nearly 8 feet tall. And he's got a list of attributes and pages and pages in his dossier. And the third is a tiefling woman. And she has tall corkscrew horns and sort of a tealy colored face. And you can see that her eyes are, like, even on the page, glowing with menace. And she has two little horns that sort of grow out of her chin and corkscrew as well, really adding to the ambiance. And it shows there's another image of her, and you see her. She's standing in sort of a Hungar kung fu position, and in each of her hands are orbs of magical energy, and you can see flames licking up them. Even on the page, it looks like they're dancing. And Chester looks at you with his soft, flowing white fur and his delicate gray eyebrows and brilliant blue eyes. And as he stands up, he straightens his cream double-breasted satin black collared tuxedo jacket and says, "These three have managed to acquire a number of dragon eggs. We were unfortunately affiliated with them some number of years ago, as they were the preeminent dragon tamers at the time. Although we parted ways, it is unfortunate that their business diminished significantly with the dragons returning either to the moon or to the nine hells at Tiamat's behest. But they seem to have shifted their business interests and are now collecting dragons' eggs from around the world. They seem to have amassed quite a few, and a member of our spy network was able to determine that they have managed to hatch the first of these eggs. We need you to go down, find these individuals, extract them if possible, and eliminate them if necessary. They were dangerous enough when they were able to subdue and control dragons, but if they are able to raise them from babies and hatch them en masse, we would have a very dangerous and very powerful and quite personally very evil group of individuals on our hands. We're going to nip this in the bud now, and you are the ones with the pruning shears.
Am I in the scene yet?
You are all standing looking at these dossiers spread across a table on top of a map, which displays very clearly the globe of Tierra, the planet that you're on, and the various continents upon which different planes of existence have unfortunately overlapped and caused quite a stir since this cataclysm about a year or so ago.
So where do you suggest we start?
He looks around the globe and he says, he takes his ebony cane with the little gold wavy handle, and he says, their original base was here. And he points towards the southern section of a continent to the north. And as you look at it, it has two very different sort of aesthetics. The edge of it is an iridescent pinky blue, like cotton candy, through which you can almost see rising up out of the page tremendously tall trees. But in the sort of western section of that continent, you can see a sprawling darkness. And the edge between the darkness and this colorful, energetic space looks like it is in flux. It looks like it's fighting. But you can see that a very significant chunk of this continent has turned to darkness, and he points towards a spot right on the edge between that darkness and the pink and blue. He says, but I've been led to believe that they have been on the move, collecting eggs from all around the planet at those nests where our draconic friends abandoned, as Sehanin called her dragons home and Tiamat hers in kind. And as he steps back, he sort of like taps the map. And as he does, you see little gold rings sort of pop up. Boop, 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 boop. And there's 16 different dots all over the map. And he says the last one that was recovered seems to have been here, and he points to a ring on an island on in a continent to the east, and you just see like a series of islands dotting the coastline, and this one's sort of smack dab at the closest or the largest of those islands.
And I think we have our starting point then.
Right, well, let's get a wiggle on.
Can you make all your new recruits to world-ending proportion quests?
He sort of looks at you with his head cocked to the side. He says, we have our members do whatever is necessary.
I can see why you recruited me. You seem a little desperate. Scratching the bottom of the barrel here.
He looks over at you and says, I've dug deeper. And he looks back and says, this is this is a very important undertaking. If you are able to retrieve these eggs, there is a very good chance we could either earn or ingratiate ourselves to those dragons from which they are derived, and also with any luck we can prevent a tremendous number of evil dragons from being hatched and utilized to ill purpose.
All right. So to be clear, hatching the dragons out, that should, well, rather, collecting the dragon eggs should be our priority.
It would certainly make the most significant difference. If you are met with resistance, you are certainly able to discern any course necessary. And he sort of looks at you to retrieve them.
Right. But just, I'm more thinking, any
So
chance we can get like an egg carton that's about 20 feet by 5?
As you say that, you see a little robot. She's about 2'8". Comes trundling and sort of clanking and squeaking into the room.
Yes!
She goes, "Oh, hello! Wait! Oh, hello!" And she has 2 bundles of what looks like soundproofing foam tucked under her arms. And she says, "Oh, hi everybody. I'm gonna be taking you. Did you guys figure out where you were going?"
yeah, we're gonna go here and here and here. I got each dot.
She walks up and her legs start to extend like Go-Go Gadget style. And her sort of head tilts up and over this scene. And she looks
And
down
here,
and she goes,
here and there.
No, you were no. Did And she looks at Chester, and he just sort of rubs his forehead, and he takes his cane and unlooking points towards the spot that's still sort of like enlarged and illuminated on the map. And she goes, "Oh." And then she takes one of these pieces of foam and smacks you across the face with it. And as she turns,
I was just joking.
she starts to diminish in height and starts trundling back out the door. And her head turns around to face you as she's still walking. And she says, "Well, let's get on then." And she drops off this foam, and you can see that very much to Wayne's point. It does look like somebody has created some sort of storage for a ton of dragon eggs. And you see beyond this pile, which is almost as tall as her, Cyanel Silverwhip. And she is standing with her big plume of silvery white hair, close cropped on the side, her pointed elven ears, and she is, as one would expect, wearing her patent leather black catsuit, which leaves nothing to the imagination, and assures you that she has never missed a day of jazzercise in her life. Her namesake silver whips sit on her hips at a bit of an angle. And she says, "Before you go, just a word with everyone, please." And Bios drops the 2 pieces of foam and says, "I'll see you guys on the ship," and trundles away. As you make your way towards Cyanel, her workspace is usually pristine. There are piles of weapons here. Piles of magical weapons. You look over, some daggers fall off of a workbench because they're piled so high. they're just sliding off onto the ground into a pile of pole arms, beside which there are a bunch of different swords, and you can see armor. It looks like someone just took 12 to 15 suits of armor and sort of piled them up. Uh, she has been working. In fact, as you come into this space, which is pretty tremendous, I mean, the height in here is nearly 80 feet, and a tremendous portion of it is just like filled with all of these weapons and armaments.
So you're a
Uh,
tinkerer of some kind.
you would, yeah. The dead giveaway though is this Hobart dishwasher looking structure in matte black. It's got three sides that seem to like lower down, and inside of it you can just see this blue charged smoke just like spilling out of it. Very similar as if you just opened like a Hobart, then all the steam comes spilling out, except it's not slowing down. There's this bright illumination from inside of it. It is just like cooling off.
I'd like to
And
ask Silver
yeah,
Whip I'd like to ask Silver Whip if she could one of these days repair my armor.
she looks down at it and she looks up at you and she says, "Is it an antique?"
It's more of an heirloom. I wouldn't want to replace it. I'd just simply like to restore it. It's not
Uh,
broken, just
yeah,
dirty.
she looks
Just
down
a little dirty.
over it, and I guess that seemed. You know what? Talk to Bios. Bios. You talk to Bios and see if she'll fix your armor. If you need something else, let me know.
This place
And
is a disaster.
she says, "Thanks, I'm working very hard."
Don't be rude to the Tinkerer lady in her own home. That's
She
polite.
stands up.
Please.
She stands up
Please,
very
disaster.
tall and sort of like between the platform heels and her own natural elven height. She walks up and it essentially just puts her tits right near your face and looks down at you and she says, "I am the quartermaster of the Mercenary Guild. I am the reason you live or die on these missions." And
That's why we need to keep her on our good side.
Sure.
Was she saying that to me or him?
Yes.
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 And she looks up and she says, "Maybe I'll start with you two instead." And she pushes past Brandon and Nicholas, and she looks down at Rivius, and she sort of hunkers down on a knee to get on your level, and she says, "I'm Cyanel Silverwhip. What's your name?"
My name is Rivius.
She says, "Rivius, you seem a very competent hunter. Is there something that I could do to aid in the hunt for you?"
Do you have a rapier?
She looks behind her, and there's just a literal pile of swords. A literal pile of them. It looks like there was maybe like a pin cushion in the middle, and then there's just Hilton, 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 Hilton. She like shifts to the side and gestures just to a rapier.
Uh, well, I mean, if you're offering more than just the rapier, armor, light armor preferably, would also be rather helpful.
She looks at you and leans in, and she says, "I think even light armor might be a little too much." And you see her stride back, again pushing Nicholas and Brandon aside, and goes over to this pile of swords. And she produces a very small rapier with a gold handguard and a thin, straight damask steel blade. The hilt on this is it looks like wound rope, but it's actually carved into. It looks like it's carved into ivory, and she walks over to a workbench and starts rummaging through what looks like jewelry, just like gobs and gobs of it. Gobs of jewelry. She's just pulling up 6, 8, 10, 12 chains at a time. And as she picks one up, you see her tuck the rapier under one arm and just wrench the gem off of this necklace, which snaps. And she takes the gem and walks over to that machine, puts in the rapier, puts in the gem, closes the lid, and there is just it's almost like all the air was sucked out of the room at once. There's almost silence instantaneously. And then very quickly you see a blue-pink light beaming out of the crevices of this machine, and she takes her hand down from her eyes and lifts the lid. And as you guys are blinking, not realizing how bright or disorienting that would be, she reaches in with a gloved hand and grabs the rapier, reaches over, grabs a hilt, slaps it back together, and walks over and hands it to Eurybius.
I just want to very delicately take it from her and just like hold it on my feather tips. Because
it weighs almost nothing.
It looks expensive.
It's probably expensive.
Yeah, I just want to very quietly thank her and then just pull it closer to me with a death grip so she doesn't possibly take it back.
Very good. Do you have an arcane understanding of things?
I don't know.
I mean, are you proficient in Arcana?
No.
Then you don't immediately know what this thing does.
Okay, but it looks expensive, so I'm pleased nonetheless.
Maybe
Fair
Wayne
enough.
the Wizard knows.
That would be interesting. Wayne, would you like to roll an Arcana check to see what just happened there?
All right, on it. Hang on. Here we go. Are we broadcasting? There we are. That's a 16.
Yeah. So you have a general idea of what happened in the machine. It is obviously there's some transmutation magic eking out of that thing. There's also some abjuration magic and evocation magic, but the big one was transmutation that you sort of kick off there, and you realize that whatever you put in there, you're going to get sort of a combo of those two things. And very easily identified by the fact that now on that handguard, there's a big amethyst stone wreathed in small diamonds. And obviously, whatever magic those things had individually has come together here. And I think your brain probably explodes with the potential of what you could do here.
Oh, you beauty. She's given it a real soup up job there, mate.
Reckon
that's going to be quite a bit more punch. And I'm going to cover your little fluffy feathered ass there a little bit too, if I'm not very much mistaken.
Cyanel turns over her shoulder and looks up and says, "At least someone here is appreciating my work." And specifically looks back and forth between Brandon and Nicholas.
I'm just in awe. Like my eyes are sparkling.
And she stands up and looks at Wayne, and she sort of looks you up and down for a second. And as she does, she scratches her head and says, "Do you? Are you?" She leans
G'day.
in.
How you going?
I'm going. Do she sort of like stammers for a moment. What? What are you?
Well, broadly
Obvi-
speaking, I'm a specialist in enchanted forests, little green men, lost islands of eternal youth, that sort of thing.
Got it. Got it. The aesthetic threw me. I was at a loss.
Yeah. Well, let's see.
Clearly, he's a wizard. It's in his name.
Obviously, I've got a hat.
Yeah, Wayne the
It's in the
Wizard.
name. Exactly.
Yeah, she starts rubbing her brow.
You see, like you say, I have bracers and I punch things. I'm a fighter. He's Wayne the Wizard, and he has a wizard hat.
Mm-hmm.
It's simple economics.
Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Wayne.
It's nice to be appreciated. Thanks, mate.
Wayne.
Of course.
Wayne, do you carry a spell book?
Didn't get to go to one of them proper colleges. No, I've got to keep it all up in here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So are you actually like? Oh, so you're a wizard and a sorcerer.
Mm.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need a spell book. You
It's
got your
like
mind.
it's like someone stabbing in my temples, in my ears. And she looks at you, Brandon, every time you speak.
I'm just trying to be polite.
That's
Well,
we've shown
I've
it.
got news for you. It's not working. And she looks back at Wayne and says,
Messiah,
"Okay,
now we don't need
Not
to
a-
come the raw prawn here.
Ah.
I do specialize in deceptive appearances.
I imagined as such. It's working. It's working. I'll give you that. Is that something you are interested in, heightening that deceptive ability, or is there something else, perhaps? And she gestures broadly that I could help you with.
Much obliged. Well, honestly, I think in terms of deception and sneakiness, old mate Rivieras here probably is going to be a damn sight better at it than I am. Although, that being said, he rattles the rather tatty leather and metal scraps of armor he's wearing under his robes. These are a little noisy for a stealth mission. Something
Just
that
take
would...
it off.
Yeah, and then, take it off, get full of holes. Not so good for the life expectancy. So if you got something quieter that's still protective, that would be a help. But I'm just looking around the team we got here, and we've got a bunch of guys really good at laying the smackdown. Not seeing so much in the way of getting people back up again. And we're going up against what looks like 2 fair dinkum bruisers and 1 tricksy magic type. So
and paid
That's a good
attention
point. You don't have to
during
see
the
them.
briefing. Even how did the rest of you do with that?
I know there's 16 dots and eggs that we need to bring back.
Eggs.
Eggs.
Also, dragon eggs to be specific.
There we go.
Speaking of which, Wayne, didn't you mention something about a 25 by 10 egg carton that we can potentially carry the eggs in?
I think
the robot has already that covered.
Little Bios
well, while we're
has
here, we might
got
as
that
well
covered,
ask.
I think Little Bios
Maybe,
Why?
has
maybe
that
we can
covered.
clear some work. By any chance, you have any 30-foot-long egg cartons?
Sina looks to her right behind Rivius, and there's just strip after strip of cut foam that looks like if you put all of the pieces together in inverse, you'd have like one of those huge egg carton bed toppers.
That's exactly what we need.
And then she looks up at Wayne and
Yeah.
says,
It's affordable.
something to keep you alive. Yes.
I think sooner or later one of us is going to hit the deck, and it's much easier if people can walk back from a mission than if we have to drag them.
Understandable indeed. She turns and goes to a drawer under that pile of daggers. You see her reach up and just like push the daggers with her hand, like there's not a bunch of blades right there. Just shoves them out of the way, opens the drawer, and she pulls out a black leather. It looks like a armband, and on it are three vials. They're predominantly covered by leather, but you can see at the top and bottom of those vials a illuminated pink liquid. And she
Now
says,
talking.
If you seem to be struggling, then you can apply one of these. And essentially, what you're going to get is a just a potion of healing. It's going to be three of them, but they're going to be temporary hit points, not regular hit points. But they'll still juice you up. So that's going to be 2d4 plus 2. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong on a potion of healing. We'll double check that.
Yes, it is.
She looks at you, Wayne, and hands it off, and says, one for you, and she looks at Brandon and then looks at Nicholas.
I just wave at her happily, like.
And she says, she looks back and says, anything else I can do for you since you were so appreciative of my hard work?
Well, actually, give me a moment. I'm just...
Sure. Now we can see you again.
Sorry about that. Storm came over real quick.
Yeah.
Well, let me see. I've got a stick. That's about all I need. I've got a bag full of interesting rocks. That's pretty much covers everything else. Shiny new breastplate would be useful, but I can live without it. Usually do.
She says, rifle through the armor and see what you like. Let me see that.
Beauty.
Let me see that stick though.
Oh, okay.
I can help you find the armor if you want.
And the you know what? And the rocks.
Oh, okay.
And
give them my bag of interesting rocks and my quarterstaff.
What are the name me interesting rock in that thing?
Oh, well, I mean, you got Bluey, and you got Eric, and you got Simon, and you got Dolores, and you got Kim. Got to remember Kim. Kim's great. And this is Cinnamon.
She says, nope, Dolores. She grabs Dolores, which is my mother's name. She takes your stick, she takes Dolores, and she walks over and chucks them both in the Hobart and drops the lid. And again, it's like all the air is sucked out of the room. There's just like silence. It feels like you just plunged under the sea. Then all of a sudden, there's another brilliant flash of light. And when she uncovers her eyes and looks around, you guys are all squinty, blinky, and she goes back and hands you that stick.
Nice.
And as you look at the bottom of it, you see that sort of like vivisecting the base of that staff is this ovular stone that seems to just peek out from either side of it. It's got sort of a marble texture, green and black and blue and orange. And she says, that ought to juice you up. And she tosses you the staff back.
Give it a bit of a thrum. Give it a bit of a wiggle.
Yeah, it's like having a primitive axe head on the base of that stick.
What have you done to Ollie?
Well, I don't think you'll find out, but anyone that messes with you will. Go have fun
Thanks,
in the
Sinel.
armor. Go have fun in the armor. Go. Have fun.
Thank
Whatever
you,
you
Miss
like,
Sinel.
just
Don't
have
mind if
at
I
it. Yeah, I think we see you sort of plunge into a pile of armor and go swimming. She turns and she centers herself and she looks over at Brandon and then immediately shifts her attention to Nicholas. She says, "How can I make your mission easier?"
I actually cannot think of anything. I technically have already have all I need, I believe.
She turns and looks at Brandon. "Well, then I guess it's just us. What can I do for you? You seem ready to go."
Well, since you can't really, so you say you won't fix my armor. I guess. Maybe some special. Do they have anything in the means of
A
special
bite
ammo?
guard. Yes, I've got a bite guard for you.
Okay, a bike
And
guard.
she walks over
I don't ride a bike.
she starts going through all of the jewelry. Here we go. And she turns around as she does, she holds up between two fingers a bedazzled grill.
Hmm.
And she says, "Here, this'll help. This'll help.
How do I use this?
You put it in your mouth. It's just it fits over your teeth." She smiles expectantly.
I can't tell if it's a trap or not.
You had never seen
It's
one of
just
those before?
kind of
No,
energy.
I haven't. I've
It's
been in the woods for the past year.
Oh,
Just-
it's all the
I'll try.
rage. All the rage.
Well, if it's coming from you, I guess it can't be. It can't be harmful.
Right. Exactly.
Great quartermaster.
Can't
of,
hurt.
yeah, great
It
serene
won't.
radiance
Nope.
quartermaster of
Yep.
Mercenary
Good.
Guild. Yep.
He's learning.
All right.
As you put them in, you look like a jackass. You look
Perfect.
like an absolute jackass. It's just little diamonds. And across every tooth, JACKASS. But as you smile, you do have a somewhat more intimidating presence. We'll have a bonus to intimidation. You will reduce bludgeoning damage by a D4.
Perfect. I can feel stronger already. Thank you.
When you say that, you say, "I feel all right," because the other thing is that it almost locks your jaw in to the grill.
And I can't take it off.
I mean, you could try.
All right. Well, I don't need it on
Oh,
now.
yeah,
so I gotta
yeah,
use my-
yeah. Roll me a strength check.
Okay. Wait. I use my special die for this one.
Yep, break it out, baby.
Okay. That's a 19 plus 5, 24.
Have you ever had a tooth extracted?
Well,
You have now.
First time.
Yeah, and so you're like, "Oh, you pull it, and like this tooth back here behind the J, just comes right out with it. She turns around and looks at you and goes, "Did you
Did you think of that part?
Why
pull?"
would you give me something that I can't take out?
Clearly you can take it out. And she
Very
turns.
painfully.
She turns and
Can
looks
I-
back at Nicholas.
Gotta pick up the tooth.
Roll me another strength check.
Pick up my tooth out of. Oh,
Yeah,
all right.
that's the different strength check. You ever seen Ultimate Fighter? One of the guys gets kicked right in the mouth, and that's a
12.
no.
Yeah.
No, that sucker's in there. You're probably better off if you just put it in, bite down hard, and let it set back where it's supposed to be. That's the safest thing for sure. She turns around.
I'll just put it in my pocket.
And then it's just gonna be gone forever. Once it starts to heal up, it's over. You can't put it back in there.
Well, I'll try. I'll check it out again. I'll try to take it out again. Maybe Biles can help.
Maybe BIOS can help. That's a great question. Great question to inquire about.
As I see, like blood is just squirting out of my tooth hole.
Just really, just sort of like dribbling,
Yeah,
just a little bit.
dribbling down.
Starting to smell. It's sort of that stringy, ropey sort of
Perfect.
mix of blood and saliva. That's the best. She looks back at Nicholas and says, "Sure, nothing. You sure? You're good, sweetie. You're good." Last chance.
Considering how he looks, kinda tempted to back away slowly.
Okay. BIOS, they're ready. And she turns and puts on some welding goggles, and she starts going full school in the corner. It's just blasts of sparks and arcing electricity. And BIOS runs to the edge of the ship, which looked, from your perspective moments ago, to just be a wall that's sort of recessed. And as you sort of regard it now and its full size, you can see that the structure you're standing next to is about 24 feet high, nearly 240 feet long, and about 80 feet wide. And it looks like it's built out of the stones of an old medieval fortress, because it is built out of the stones of an old medieval fortress. You can also see that the mortar of this structure, now that you're sort of walking around and closer to it, seems to be moving and alive. It's not that stony, gravelly gray that you would expect. It has sort of swirls of dark and caramel brown, and you can see that there is particulate, gravelly rock, but you'll see it like move to the surface and then move back in. The ship itself stays exactly how it looks, but it's very evident that what's holding it together is more than just concrete or mortar. And Bio says, "All right, guys, chop chop. We got a long way to go." Muted.
Hey, Biles, before we do that, here,
Hey, Bios.
Biles, can you
Hey,
please
no,
help me?
it's Hey, Bios.
Hey, Biles.
Hey, Bios.
Hey, Biles, can you get my tooth out of the grill here?
She looks down and says, "Does that say jackass?"
Yeah, Sionel played a funny little prank on me, and now my tooth is stuck in the my tooth is stuck in the good.
You know what, Jen? Take inspiration. That was very good. I appreciate you falling in line with character. That means a lot to me.
Thank you.
She says, "Yeah, on the way, guys. Come on. I mean,
I want my please my tooth.
Yeah,
Come on, buddy.
Come
on, buddy. We'll get along. Just go on.
Come on, now. Have a big old cup of concrete. Harden the fuck up.
Can I get a new tooth at least?
She has already moved away from the top of the ship, and you can tell that she is chomping at the bit, because you start to see this vessel rise up off of the stony floor, just about a foot and a half, and you can hear it, but you can almost feel it thrumming with energy. And she's like, "All aboard!" And you can hear just this like whine spinning up. And last chance. And are you guys going to get on the ship, or are you guys going to get knocked out of the hangar?
Jumping on board. Jumping on board and finding something to hang on to. Come on.
I'll hold on to you, Wayne. I'll just say, here we go.
Fantastic.
I got you, Wayne. I'll hold on to you. Let's go.
As the ship starts to sort of tilt forward, you are greeted with a disorienting view. Because as you come to the edge of this room, it looks out into the sky. It's that way, that way, that way, and that way. You are so far up that every direction is down. And as you sort of tilt forward, this ship drops, and you can see just almost the cusp of the atmosphere of space here. Look up high enough, and you see the line of blue that vivisects the starry sky above you. And the ship begins to plummet at a speed that causes discordant whistling from the stones and jagged edges as it drags through the different layers of stratosphere. And as it descends even further, you are met with a blast of cold, wet air, almost icy, and descend through layer after layer of thin, icy clouds until you can now see beneath you the greeny blue ocean that divides these two significant continents. You can just see the eastern edge of one from this height, and you can see that almost directly below you, at least in this trajectory, is that archipelago which you saw on the map in the briefing room. To the east, you can see the verdant landscape gives way to a large deserted area, and beyond that, where you expected to see the starry sky, instead you see huge plumes of gray-black smoke. And as you look out, you can see that smoke rises treacherously high before you can start to see the night sky again, far, far, far off to the east. And Bios cheers triumphantly and enthusiastically as she pilots this ship towards these islands. Can I get? I'm gonna get a few checks here. Can I get a perception check from anyone who's proficient in perception?
Da, da, da. 11.
17.
Not
That'd be
bad.
21
19.
from me.
Great.
I got 19.
Great. I think that you sort of step back from this scene a little bit, Nicholas. And as you do, the other three of you are sort of drawn forward, looking down at the planet rushing up towards you. And as you look down, you see this string of islands, and as you get closer and closer, you can see two things that stand out from the crowd. There are, again, you are descending at such a tremendous rate of speed. This whole scene is rising up to you very quickly. Yeah, it's feeling that way. You can see all sorts of different maritime vessels, different trading ships, and all of that. You're on a coastline here. It's not hard for you to find a shipping vessel or a fishing boat. But one boat stands out in particular. It is very large. It has a charcoal black body, and it has tremendous sails, which are oxblood red. Yeah, they stand out from the crowd. The three of you can clearly see this vessel, but Wayne, you see something that sends shivers up your spine. And that is there is a sigil on the sails, and it's black, and it looks kind of like my hand if every one of my fingers was the head of a dragon. Can I get an
That's the bloody sigil of Tiamat, isn't it?
Oh, there you go. And as the
Just a
three of
guess.
you hear that, can I get history
Oh.
checks from the three of you? Actually, I'll take all four of you for history.
Dirty 20.
18.
Bad. Not bad either.
17.
Not bad either.
13.
All right. Nicholas, you've heard legend and lore of Tiamat. You're like, Tiamat? Bullshit. That's an old wives' tale. Tiamat's no. There's somebody said they killed Tiamat like a year and a half ago. It's no way, no way, Jose. Tiamat's not. This is all somebody's trying to get one over on you. Brandon, you have a similar sensation, except you remember meeting with a woman, whose telling of the story was so vivid and so real, and was delivered in such a deadpan manner that it was hard to believe she wasn't there. She looked like she was out of her mind recalling this experience as if she was reliving it in the moment. And as you hear that, you're like, damn, maybe she did fight Tiamat. Maybe that was real. And Rivius and Wayne, Wayne, I think in particular, with all of your travels, you've stumbled across many people, not who claim that they were there, but many people who tell the same sort of tale. And the legend that's been passed around was that there was some evil prince and his mom was a real badass and she turned him to the dark side and the two of them managed to find the heart of Tiamat and summon Tiamat back. And that's the reason that everything's wrong with everything is that these guys brought Tiamat back, and when they tried to get rid of Tiamat, everything went to shit.
Frankly, that sounds very plausible.
And right, and Rivius, your sort of understanding of this is about that same line that like the return of Tiamat and this cataclysmic event that sort of caused the overlap of all of these different planes with the prime material plane, at least time wise, that all lines up. But now it was a 20 and 21 for Rivius and Wayne, respectively. Is that correct?
I got the 20.
Okay. Oh, it's a 20 and 17.
17 for me. Yep.
Yeah. So Rivius, you have a slightly different inkling, and that's that while Tiamat was summoned and probably at least beaten back, that probably wasn't what caused the cataclysm. But by way of timing, it is pretty uncanny. But as you continue to descend, Bios pulls the ship eastward, and sort of behind this sort of double volcano island, the lower of which seems to be smoking pretty heavily, and there's a small trickle of lava down the eastern face. And you can see that this is probably a pretty regular occurrence because there's just layer after layer after layer after layer after layer of volcanic spew. It doesn't seem like the big one's gone off in a while. And essentially puts these two mountains between you and that ship, and brings the ship very evenly to a stop. And she comes jogging down the stairs at the front of the ship into the second level, and said, "Okay, so where do we start?"
We can start like you thinking about who.
She goes, oh yeah, and she reaches forward, and her fingers sort of like fold back, and you see two like forceps, like serrated forceps, go down, and she twists and pulls like it wasn't a thing, and hands you your tooth.
Thank you. Oh, thank you.
She goes, if you put that back in there, it might not stay. You might actually want this to keep it from falling out.
That's.
You could, or you could
What?
put it on a necklace. I don't know. I don't care.
I don't want to keep talking like it.
You, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, if you put it back in there, it's just gonna you're gonna have to keep your clothes like this.
I'm gonna hold it in and go heal.
You gotta put it in there. And you're gonna hold it like this.
I'm gonna try it.
Okay. Roll me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Oh, I love these. Yes. All right. We're 24 again.
Good. You put it back in your head, and the other three of you and Bios watch as he plugs his tooth back in, and it's like when you shut down Windows, you just hear. And then almost immediately you see him stand back up, and like nothing happened. Like nothing happened.
Oh. Oh man. What day is it?
As soon as you say what day it can, the tooth comes rocking out and it falls into your little lip cavity right here, and it's right here.
Bugger.
I need a doctor.
I need a doctor.
I need a doctor.
Bio says I told. Oh, she just reaches up and hands you the mouth guard.
So I put the girl back here. Who the who? You'll say.
I'm sorry. Did you say it's time to retrieve the dragon eggs from the dragon wranglers? Is that what you? That's what I thought I heard. And she looks up at the other three of you. Is that what you guys heard?
Tooth back in the grill, and I put it back in my mouth.
Okay,
That's what I heard.
It's gotta heal.
Okay, roll me another Constitution saving throw.
Now it's gotta heal. It's gonna stay in there. I'll get it surgically removed later. 15.
Yeah, you have to steady yourself on a wall as you bite down again, and it hits that same nerve. But now you're ready for it. Now you're ready for it. But it is absolutely like knee bucklingly painful. But as you hold it there, you do feel the bleeding start to subside significantly.
Alright, go with the dragon.
As you say that, you guys see Joker illuminated through through a streak of red blood. And the intimidation bonus is now doubled. But Bio says, okay, where should we start though? Wayne, you gotta hit that there.
Sorry, there's a bit of thunder in the background. Look, stop me if I'm going out on a limb here, but you guys reckon that a volcano caldera would be a pretty damn good spot to gestate a dragon egg?
Oh,
He's
Why
right.
do you think so?
Yeah.
If there is.
Can we do a little shifty flyover? Maybe have a little squizzy ditch?
One squidgy ditch coming right up. And Bios trundles over the stairs and starts bouncing up to the top level. And then she turns around and sort of bends her head around. Are you guys coming?
I
Come
think
on.
it's a flat on the. Okay, fine.
I trust you.
And she goes up the circular stairwell. And as she goes up, you can see that the opening at the top of this, which sort of opens sideways, she goes right up the stairs. And as she pops up onto this top deck, each of you sort of follow in kind up this spiral staircase. And as each of you come out, you can see that, yeah, no shit. There's two like huge what look like foot lockers. They look like those like load-in boxes for like festivals and concerts and stuff like that. And she trundles right past them, not paying them any mind. They're as you would expect. They're sort of uneven, pebbly black on each side, and then steel strapping and reinforced corners. They also look to be mounted to the top deck here. And she jogs down to the far end of the deck. From up here, you guys can see this plume of smoke rising across the sky. It literally goes as far as you can see, and just before it kind of goes over the horizon, you can also see that it gets caught up in some wind currents and starts to thin out just a little bit. And you can also see that the sky, it's a pretty nice day, light cloud cover, warm, little brimstone in the air, sure, to be expected. You're right beside a volcano. And Bio sits down in this sort of curved stone seat and reaches forward and grabs a wooden, looks like a cane. And as she does, she sort of pulls to the left and back, and this ship starts to swoop and sort of comes around just beneath that plume. And as she squidgy doos back the other way, she goes, oh, and you guys can see now this two-masted ship. It has a big red jib, and on each of the 6 sails, each one of them has a sigil of Tiamat on it, and the jib does too. They're all this oxblood red with a black 5 dragon-headed emblem on it. And from here, you can see that there's a crew on this ship. It is not just 3 folks. It's a pretty significant crew, and as they look out, you hear a boatswain whistle, and very quickly they start to scramble. And Bio says, "Guys, I'm gonna do something crazy. Are you ready?"
You
Okay. When I yell jump, you guys jump, okay?
you're gonna abandon us, aren't you?
No, I'm just gonna
I
give
don't
you
like
a.
heights.
Don't worry, you won't be that high. It's maybe just 20 feet.
right,
And
hit the deck.
she begins to press forward. And as she does, you see guns run out the side of this ship. And you hear a cacophony of shouting far enough away that all you can sort of hear is that someone's being loud. But many people are doing it, and with a significant level of enthusiasm. And as this
Alrighty.
ship begins to dive, you can see guys on the deck start lining up with muskets. And Bio says, "Get ready." And as we hear the first report of these muskets, we hear ping ting 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 on the front of the ship. And if you've ever seen lead hit stone, it's about that effective. But as you guys are sort of like hunkered down and look out, you see those 2 masts coming at you like uprights. And Bios shouts, "Okay, jump!" And let's roll for initiative. So Wayne, what I like to do is have everybody go ahead and roll, and then take a second. And then once you know, without a shadow of a doubt, that you have the highest initiative, I want you to tell me what that number is. If you know that you've got it, without a question, without pause, I know I'm going first. Who's got it?
Rivia's got a 25.
Yeah, I got a 25.
Well, why didn't you say that?
Well, because someone may have alert and get like a 30.
25.
I've seen people way roll high.
25.
You can look at the game log. You can move
Rivius
from
20.
from
No,
what
no,
you
Yeah,
no,
it's
see.
no,
20.
no, 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 no. That's you guys' problem. I write the number. I don't go checking tabs. Do you know how many tabs I have to manage at any given? But no, no. You tell me what you roll for initiative. Who's after 25?
Oh, 20.
I'm on
Okay.
21.
All right, there we go. Wayne with a 21. And then we've got Brandon with a 20. And
18.
plus with an 18. That's not bad. Those are very good initiative rolls. I'm almost proud of you. Okay. 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 Beautiful. Rivius, it makes sense since you can fly, kinda, that you'd be up first here. As she says jump, you see the front of this ship slam into the two upright, well, not for long, masts, and hear them crumple, and the ship is only slightly affected by this collision. You feel just a faint thump and continue to move. And as you look over the edge and Bios shouts jump, you can see the deck of the ship has righted itself. And you can see that most of the people who are on it are struggling to keep from being prone. And the guy at the wheel is just like knocked to the side and is trying to stand back up. How would you like to get down? And where would you like to try and get to as you jump off the ship?
I probably just want to fly down and perch, probably on the highest point I can see.
Okay. The mast. So, from your perspective, as you look out the port side of this ship, it faces the aft section of the ship it just collided with. The mast is starting to actually tilt inward and looks like it'll probably catch on this ship and be torn asunder. But the next highest point would be the helm. Which is about 40 feet away from you. That would put you in a position where you're about 10 foot away from the helmsmen themselves and above a number of sailors who look like they're probably more fighter than sailor, given their very obvious loadout of armaments. So, how's that sound for you?
I just want to clarify: is everyone going to be falling on this ship?
I hope so, because otherwise, Bios is going to have to turn the other ship upside down and shake it onto this vessel.
Yeah, I'll land on the helmman.
I mean, I'm not being subtle with my imagery here.
I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to land on the helm.
Okay.
And then you said they're about 10 feet away.
If you land on the sort of banister, what's your fly speed?
30.
Okay. You might have to double move to get to him. Do you have any rogue levels? You do. You have only rogue levels. You could essentially use your bonus action to dash if you
I mean,
wanted
I
to
don't.
get to him.
I just wanted to know how far away he was because I still have ranged attacks as well.
Okay. you'd still have to use dash. So the question is, do you want to stop short of him, or do you want to fly up to the helm?
I'll stop short.
Okay. Do you want to attack him? That'd be your movement bonus, so you still have an action.
Yeah, I'd like to attack.
How would you like to do that?
He's not in melee range, is he? Right? Because I stopped short.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, then I'll use my my short bow.
Okay. Roll it up. See what you got.
That's a nat 20.
Where do you shoot him?
I want to shoot him between the eyes.
Okay. You do.
Okay.
You do. You shoot him. Listen, hey, you shoot him. Literally, the broad head goes like right there, splits the cartilage of the nose, and we see it literally slice through both eyes, and then get buried deep in this guy's skull. And he's just trying to stand up, and he just stands up, and bam, and then he just like a board, like a plank, like the mast which is falling this way, he starts falling this way, and hits the ground, and never moves again.
All right, cool. That'll I mean, that'll be my turn then.
Okay, that's it. Hey, strong start. Strong start.
I didn't even get to use my sneak damage.
Yeah,
I have that on a constant.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, but I mean, yeah, you got him.
Okay.
Good job. Wow. Well done. As you do that, how's a 16 versus your armor class, Rivius?
That hits.
That's a damn shame. Bear with me just a moment. I have to do a thing. Go ahead and refresh your page, because your armor class just went up, even though you don't know that yet.
Okay.
I'm just saying. Yeah, as you're standing triumphant, like, damn, what? You are blasted from behind.
Can I use uncanny dodge?
Well, in this case, you didn't see it coming. I think you have to see it to uncanny dodge.
Yeah, I have to see the attacker.
You do not. They are quite literally behind and below you, and you are going to take 8 points of force damage, and are sort of blasted forward, and you turn just long enough to see a woman. She is finishing a flourishing spin, and you can see her tiefling visage and twisting horns as she looks up at you and finishes in a I would say defensive position, but the way she's looking at you, she's going to probably get pretty offensive pretty fast. As she finishes moving, you see, or you hear, you don't see, the doors from the captain's chambers blast open, and a man comes running onto the scene, more marching angrily onto the scene, and walks out, looks at her, looks back up at you, and then looks at the ship as it's crashing into his. And we see the three of you all lined up like, hey, buddy. And he draws from the hip and takes a shot, and bang, bang. You see the first shot hit just the edge of the stone airship. There's a series of little blocks and parapets to keep you from falling off the edge, unless you're an absolute idiot. and we just see two chunks of rock from his two shots. And he looks down at the gun and curses and holsters it and instead draws a rapier. And Wayne, it's your turn. What would you like to do? Muted. Your D.
My apologies.
It takes practice. I know.
Sorry.
I'll get you the shirt. I'm gonna order the shirt pretty soon here. It's in the shop. It says Control CTRL in your D in parentheses.
So I guess I'm jumping. So
Athletics,
possible
acrobatics.
Athletics sounds good. As where have we got to land on? We've got a boat full of guys with muskets. Is that right?
Yes. Well, less now. It seems that a number of them may have been underneath the ship when it slammed into this boat, and a few of them probably went in the drink because this boat was sort of rocked pretty significantly.
So we're not jumping from up in the air. So much
you're
anymore.
about 20 feet off the deck. It's still a big jump, but you're
right.
Yeah,
jump
you're
for the
just
mast.
above.
Jump for a mast. Jump for a mast. I like my ankles the way they are.
Very good. Athletics.
Athletics.
Right.
That's a 20. Dirty 20.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. You're welcome to describe this. I have an idea if you'd like it.
Dazzle me.
Yeah, I think we see as you as this mast is falling and almost sort of like scooping across the deck towards you. I think we see you just sort of like lean back gracefully into this red sail as it goes scraping by. And as you do, we just sort of see you slide in it as it turns. And as your legs come back around, you're sort of standing on the far side and sliding down as the sail goes up and sort of catches wind sideways and slide down that rail onto the deck as it's ripped away from the boat. As you descend, there are obviously two determined and dangerous figures here. About 15 feet away from you is a man. He's got dark skin. He's got scars across his face. He's got a long leather duster and a shirt that's hanging open and a bandolier with a pistol and a rapier. Well, he's holding his rapier now and a big, nasty-looking short sword on his belt, and a woman, the tiefling, long horns, teal skin, black and purple robes. It's a good color combo, very attractive. Yeah.
Tasteful,
aesthetic. And that's just your movement. So I said that you could move to either one of them with relative ease.
Right. Let's go for the tiefling.
Okay. As you square up, she looks towards this guy, and he looks at her with a concerned face, and she winks, and you see her begin to swirl some magic. What do you want to do?
Prepare to take magic in the face, I guess. I will bonus action Shillelagh.
Okay. She looks at you and goes, they both look at you, and both of them go, "Did you just cock your stick?" And the guy shakes it off and seems to be heading downstairs. And she shakes her head. She says, "Haven't you heard? Size doesn't matter, sweetie." And what do you want to do? Still got an action.
Still got an action?
Yep.
That's Christian.
You broke up. Say again.
I'll take the attack action, please.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and roll it up. Let's see what you got.
It's getting in there. There we are. That's number one is a 23.
You don't see wizards getting down dirty nowadays.
Number two
Lovely.
is 18.
Both of those are going to hit.
Fantastic. Number 1, my apologies. Number 1 starts at 10 points of damage.
Not bad.
I will mark her as my favored foe for an additional
Ooh.
6.
Is that a bonus
And-
action?
Nope. That
Okay.
happens for free with the first
I was
time
thinking
I hit
Hunter's.
someone.
I was thinking Hunter's Mark. Okay.
Yeah, but it's not Hunter's Mark. And I also get to tag her with a Dreadful Strike once per turn for an additional 3.
Sweet. That's pretty good.
The second one is a lot less impressive. It is just
Is
7.
it?
No, it's just 11. Just 11.
Did you roll a d8?
I rolled a d8.
Great. As that comes around, you see Dolores is a lot bigger than was expected, and increased in size with your shillelagh. So essentially, your butt end attack is going to be a d8, courtesy of Cyanel's
Oh.
Silver Whip.
Thank you. But I don't get it this round.
No. But as you're swinging, you're like, "Hey, girl, I don't remember you being this big." Beautiful. That's a good chunk of damage. And you sort of throw her off her game as she staggers backward and rubs her head and says, "Maybe size does matter."
Accent versus accent. Beauty. And that's it for me.
What's up, Brandon?
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. How are you doing? So, I'm going to talk like that when I'm actually talking.
Yeah. It helps
Okay.
to differentiate.
Yeah.
Jen doesn't have
Alright.
to talk like that. Brandon does.
Can I? Okay, so I'm thinking about being a little ballsy. I had to face my character's fear of heights.
It's just 20 feet.
Just 20 feet. Just 20 feet.
I was like the time that I was in Spain, and there's just like the rock cliffs right into the Mediterranean, and you have to jump. You have to. You just have to.
You have to.
You just have to. So I had to dig around for my cojones and pull them out and be like, "Listen here, we're gonna do this, you and I. Now get in there, come on," and then jump off. Yeah.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
I had to jump off a 60-foot tower with a rope tied to my back.
Right, you get it.
Yeah. All right. So can I use my charger feet and charge off of the ship and land on the woman that just got beat in the face with the stick, and I get like the haymaker from the top rope?
Roll me an athletics check.
Yes, sir. I have advantage on this because of my bracers.
Wait, these bracers are way OP. This is not uncommon at all.
It was one of the. I think
This is like legendary. This is seriously a legendary item that you're
I'll
telling me.
I'll take that off.
There's no way.
I'll just take the lower roll.
What do you
What
got?
was a 16 plus 8? It'll be 24.
Not bad. Not bad. As I think
Higher
as
rolls,
you look over and realize that if you don't get off the ship right now, you're just going to get dragged by this mast. I think we see you take 2 steps and step up onto one of those little parapets and launch yourself up and catch a hold of the crossbeam just before it breaks off, and just swing down, and we just see you running like huge steps down this mast onto the deck as
Just running
she
on
is
air.
getting knocked back. Yeah, you're really just sort of like, I guess there's something under me. Yeah, you're gonna make an attack at the end of that charge.
Perfect. And I like to imagine that she's watching me do this. It's like super
Right
speed.
now, she's not. Right now, she's
Oh,
being
okay.
hit in the head and reeling backwards.
Oh, so that means she doesn't see it coming. That means I get
Well,
advantage.
you're not going to get
Yeah,
advantage, but you will essentially affect her while she's being
perfect.
staggered, and you're rolling up on her as she looks up and says, "Maybe sus does matter,"
Yeah,
and then she gets to see you up close and personal.
nice. And thanks to Charger, I get a +5 to the attack's hit and
Mm-hmm.
damage roll. So
To
let's
hit
see.
and or hit.
Oh, thankfully I have advantage. That's a natural 20.
Why do you
Perfect.
wait? Why do you have advantage? You don't have advantage.
Didn't you say I had advantage?
You're not going to get advantage. She's just being knocked
Oh,
backwards as that happens.
damn.
What
All right,
was your
so
first to hit?
it was 3 plus 8, which was 12, plus the 5 from Charger, 17.
You get either the damage or you push the target.
I was reading this before. It says I'm looking at it at
If you
plus
move at
5.
least 10 feet in a straight line immediately after taking this bonus action, you either get +5 bonus to the attack damage roll or push the target up to 10 feet away from you.
Oh, okay. I think it was the wording of it. I see the first parentheses says adding a +5 bonus to
Action.
attacks, damage roll, and hit.
Where?
And then after that, it's in the parentheses.
If you choose to make a melee attack
Yeah, I make a
and
melee
hit,
attack.
yeah. But you also have to hit. So,
I hit. 17.
first, was that with the +5?
That was with the +5 and the
Then no, you
+8.
aren't going to hit her. Because it's just
Unfortunate.
the damage if you did hit. Can I get a performance check, please?
Okay. That is 17.
Lovely. As she looks up, we see you in the middle of this, just like whoop, whoop, and then we just see you like bring your hand up like you're just gonna fucking Superman punch her. And as she looks up and says "matter," she reaches.
Oh shit!
She sort of like twists back in a way, and as she does, she grabs under your breastplate and hurls you past her. And your momentum is sort of what carries you. Just ran down this thing. You're moving like a freight
Yeah.
train, and she just sort of like gives you a little upward momentum. And as you do, we see you fly through the double doors of the captain's quarters and tumble. And as you pop back up, we see you sort of throw your hair and lean up against the desk and smile. And we see that beautiful grill as she looks at you, expecting you to have been dashed upon the desk instead of managing to make that roll. And then she looks back over at
Is she
Wayne.
intimidated?
Roll me an intimidation check.
Well, so how much is the buff? I know it just got
What's your
doubled.
bonus to intimidation?
It's +3.
I'm going to double your bonus to intimidation.
Perfect. That was +6. Ooh, that is 22.
Yeah. Between the two of you, she looks and is like, you can tell she is used to beating up on people that never had a chance of fighting back. Because when
And
she
that-
looks and sees two of you and is like, okay, I'm gonna have to
Nice. She's intimidated me.
reassess my. She's not frightened of you, but she is intimidated by you.
Perfect. But I
Um,
still have a second attack.
you're gonna have to make up the difference of 30 feet to get back to her.
I can use the blicky.
Okay. What's of the blicky?
The blicky is my pistol.
Okay.
It's a 2 burst that does 2d6 plus 2.
Okay. Roll me a range attack with the gun. I actually really love this because I think she's still just sort of like, what the, and you're just sort of leaning against the desk, and I think we see that pistol not even like drawn, just like right from the hip. You just you just set
Yeah,
the back of
the
it
loan ready.
on the desk
The loan ready.
and pull the trigger.
All right, the two. So let's see. Make the roll. That one was an 18.
18 total
Yeah,
or 18 on the die. 18 is going
18
to
total.
hit.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So let me get my d6. 6 and 2. 8 damage.
8.
Oh wait, 10 damage because of the +2.
10 damage. Okay. We see her look at you, and then we see this poof of gray, white, blue smoke curl out. And Wayne, you see that blast, and you got eyes like a hawk. And I would say that Rivius, you do too. You see this just go spin out of the clouds through her, and then dead ends on the ship as well as it continues to grind across. Yeah, the bow there, and Nicholas.
So I see some Tiffany's the manhandle, but other than that, who else is on this ship or other vicinities really hostile?
There are some very terrified looking sailors. When they see this exchange, they're not quite sure what to make of it yet. They're probably also very accustomed, as you look over this scene, to this lady wrecking shop and nobody getting in the way. And so for someone to put up resistance right away and the captain to sort of like tuck tail they're like, maybe as long as I don't get in the way, I won't get killed. Maybe.
I'm gonna drop right on top of one of them.
Okay. Sweet. Roll me athletics or acrobatics, please.
Let's go with acrobatics. Come on. 18.
Okay, not bad. Yeah, I think we see you diving at the last minute. This
I wanna drop with an attack as well.
Yes, we see that mask sort of torn finally asunder, and as you just sort of dragoon down, two of these guys are sort of like split by a crate between them, and the far one is sort of hunkered down. You can see his rifle, his musket is still standing up, very obviously giving away his position. The other one is standing up, and he's sort of like, maybe I should just jump off the ship. But his focus is totally on the fight in front of him. What do you do as you drop down on him?
Okay, let's see first if we hit. Is 19 going to cut it?
It sure is.
Well, I'm gonna just
Whatever
drop
mustard
down.
this guy's got, you just cut it.
Well, let's do damage then. Let's see how this first attack does. 9 damage as I drop down, and with the full intent of inserting him a new metal spine
Nice.
via sword.
Yeah.
Sword down, reverse grip, and just coming down with.
Are you gonna land on the deck, the box, the
on him
guardrail? Or you're just gonna come down on him? As you drop down and just like right down the middle of this guy's back, it does hit his spine, but it ends up flaying him. You see the back of his leather armor split open and almost just start to like fall off, and this huge wave of blood starts to run out of him, and he screams. He screams like the devil's got him, and falls forward, and starts just. But you're sort of standing on one of his legs. and his buddy with the rifle pops his head up and sees you, and just bam, the musket goes off, and doesn't even get a chance to point it towards you. And he starts to try and run. Have you got another attack in you?
Oh, I have plenty.
Okay.
So the guy with the bag ripped open.
Yeah.
Is he dead or
No,
oh,
no,
he's
he's
dead?
no, he's not dead yet. He's trying to get away. But you're like standing on. He's trying to like scoot and pull away. It's not a good look. He's definitely bleeding a lot. You can see it starting to pool and run out from under his leather armor. And now his arm's starting to get like he's not actually. Oh God, he's not going anywhere. And now the blood's he's starting to leave handprints on the deck.
Mm-hmm. Just let me see one little detail.
Sure.
Okay, so now that he is down, he's under me, right?
Yeah, he's right there on the ground. You'll have advantage on any attack against him. He is restrained and prone. Yeah.
Excellent.
What do you want to
In that
do to
case-
this poor guy? Do you want to like just peel his back open and pee in it, or what do you want to do? Like he's whatever you want to do. This guy is at your disposal.
Oh, it's very simple. What I'm gonna do is gonna raise my foot and just do a downward kicks towards his open wound.
Gross. Okay, I liked what I said better in that comparison to that. That's mean.
Now, this is unarmed tracks, but it's gonna be a flurry of blows.
Okay,
So let's see this
with advantage.
Oh, well, I'll just roll twice then.
Sure. I guess armor
Okay,
class just went down too. If that makes you feel any better.
Well, it is an 18.
You're gonna
the
get
first
him.
attack. Now attacks on for result. That's gonna be an additional 8 damage.
Yeah, as you curb stomp this guy in the middle of his exposed back, you can see where his spine is. It's right there. And just crack right between where his ribs and the rest of his spine meet. And he makes a whimpering sound. And you see his arm start to give up the ghost.
Excellent. Now that was the one attack, and now I just run forward,
Okay.
go to the second guy, and also do another unarmed strike. Let's see how this goes. Because I have a second one. Let's go.
Okay.
Okay, this one is a 12.
As you come up with that kick, he goes and throws the musket forward, and just sort of like catches your kick as it just sort of comes like right here, and he looks at you like, and then he can look past you and see his buddy who's now flayed on the ground, and back is broken in half, and then he looks forward and he sees the two of you. He sees Wayne and this lady fighting. And he pushes off of your leg and says "fuck this," and takes a step backwards and just lets himself fall over the edge. You are going to get an attack of opportunity on this guy if you want it.
I don't want it. If he wants to fall, go ahead.
Yeah, he's outskis.
I'm gonna go and just run straight. I still have movement. I still have a lot of movement. So,
how much?
Anyone else?
Just a quick question: how much movement do you have? Because getting from there to there, and then there, and now that guy, you've used a pretty good amount of movement, plus some bonus actions, I think.
50 feet.
You're gonna cover. You'll be able to get 10 feet closer to the fight, which is still now 20 feet away from you.
Can I?
You have other attacks?
No, not anything. I'm just asking if there's anyone else nearby to go towards.
Currently, no. But you do see the ship sort of rocked a secondary time as Bios finishes driving over this ship, and the boat is now getting that second rock. Can I get dexterity saving throws from everyone except Rivius, who was sort of like in the middle of getting shot into the air. Just looking
22.
for great. Say
18.
15 is what I'm looking for to just make sure you guys don't get knocked on your asses.
18.
Okay, good. 22. All right.
22.
Lovely. Yeah, as this ship rocks, everybody sort of manages their footing, and now this woman sort of looks up at Rivius, down at Wayne, back at Brandon, and then over at Nicholas. And she's not really enthusiastic about the situation she has now found herself. But Rivius, it is your turn as the last bits of this purpley green magic from that blast waft off of you, and you look back down with three of your compatriots got this lady almost pinned.
Is it just her standing?
Yeah. At this point, it's just her.
Okay. I want to ask her if she wants to surrender then.
She looks up and says, "Oh, sweetie, I'm afraid I can't do that."
All right. Well then.
All right, you said so.
I can't understand.
Me neither.
How far away is she?
She's 10 feet below you.
All right. Yeah, I want to get in melee range then and
Okay.
hit her with my my rapier.
Okay.
$18 to hit.
As you drop down, you see she's in this very sort of like relaxed stance. And as you come down with the rapier, she doesn't flinch. She doesn't move. And so you're just sort of driving down, and then you see her wink one eye. And as she does, you see your rapier bend and point downward. And you are almost face to face with her as she smirks gleefully. And she says, "You're not the smartest bird, are you?"
Why am I being insulted? I offered you surrender. You refused. I tried to hit you. It seems pretty straightforward.
No, adorable.
Okay. Now she's just patronizing me.
Yes, at least you can pronounce patronizing.
Oh my god, somebody please kill her.
Oh, stop bullying her. I can still process after her.
You are on the same side as Brandon, so you do hear that from behind you inside the captain's quarters.
Okay. I want to use a bonus action to disengage her.
Okay. Where do you go?
I'm going to go back up in the air. 15 feet.
Okay. Sounds very exciting. As you start heading back up, she says, "Oh, no, no, no." And she draws from nowhere a whip that looks like it is crackling with lightning. And she flicks it around her head once, and as she sends it that second time, we see it in slow motion spiral smaller and smaller until it wraps around your leg. She got a 29 to hit. Is that going to hit?
Yeah, that hits.
Cool. And then she pulls you down 10 feet. And as she does, she comes up with a Hadouken. You see her fist begin to charge with this bright blue, innervated, like match head of power. And I imagine then that a 23 is also going to hit you.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. You're gonna take 11 points of damage. And can I get a Constitution saving throw, please?
Yeah. Does fancy footwork only work if I succeed on the oh dear, that's a 7 constitution.
Sweet. And then you guys get to see this really cool effect where you see bird bones, and then black, and then Rivius, and then the black with the bird bones, and then Rivius, and then you see like a little Cornish hen roasted on a spit, and then you see Rivius again. And you're going to take some lightning damage on top of that, 9 points of lightning damage. And we see you crumple backwards, still smoking. And she turns and says, "Who's next?" And then she looks at Wayne, and she says, "Oh, thank you for volunteering." And she goes to sweep your legs, which you are able to dodge with. Like I saw that come. Like your shoulders don't even move. It's kind of like an Irish dancer, where it's just like "Bata." And she looks back up and sees you, and she says, "Okay, not bad." And how's a 18 versus your armor class?
That's just a hit, I reckon.
Yeah,
That's a hit. Good hit.
She
Nice.
steps forward, and as she does, she has one hand out, and then she sort of brings that hand down, and you see this line of crackling light blue energy, and then she punches through it, and as she does, it distorts and thunk hits you right in the chest. And can I get a strength saving throw? You're going to take 10 points of force damage.
That's gonna need a bandage. Saving throw is 18.
And you just take a single step back and boom, back into stance. You're like half a step. You're good to go. But you feel like somebody just tried to push your spine out of your back. From the top to the bottom back all at the same time. And she tries to take one more shot, and that is a 23. As she steps forward, and as you're like, you just see all you see is a flash of teal, and there's a boot on your cheek. And you're not going to take that much damage. It's going to be 4 points of damage from that.
Righty-ho.
And she sort of straightens her jacket and tunic, and looks around. And Wayne, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
Yeah. Rub the chin. Yeah. Kind of different. That we just want the eggs, love.
Everyone does.
It doesn't have to be the hard way.
But that's the fun way.
Love it. All right. It's on. So, sorry, neighbors. Okay, so I shall again take the attack action. Doop-a-doo, doop-a-doo, doop-a-doo. Getting there. I'm going to assume the first strike is a very clumsy over-the-head haymaker with the staff because it is only a 12.
Okay.
Pretty sure that doesn't hit.
Yeah, as you come over the top, she very quickly sort of drops into a spiral, and you see her shift just 6 inches to the left as you come down, and she's sort of low, looking up at you in this like low snake, like cobra pose.
Oh, and belatedly, I just realized I need to make 2 Constitution saves to keep the favored foe going. Which is that first force damage.
It's just going to be 10. So
yeah, it's a 9. Lost it. No worries.
Okay. You might be able to conjure that up again.
I can if I want to. But where were we? Oh, yeah. Won't bother with the second one then. Okay, so the second attack action.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Any better? What have we got? That's a 16.
Yeah, as you start to come back down, you see her wink again. And as that looks like it's going to hit her right in the jaw, you feel it against this blue ethereal shield. And she says, "At least you're spicy."
At least you're
and
starting to try properly now. Where was that last time?
Honestly, she's very low. Honestly, few people can keep up. Much less offer a sincere challenge.
You know what flattery gets you? Flattery gets you a poke in the eye of a stick.
Uh,
I'll take that bonus. I'll
All
take
right.
that bonus action attack.
Very good.
Shillelagh, there you are. All right, so big words, can't follow through. That's only a 12 to hit as well.
As you
Miss.
as you like turn to whip that back the other way and step into it, you see her put out an arm and catch it with that same energetic blue field. And as you do, can I get a strength check, please?
Sure can. That's a 19.
Yeah, she tries to go around, and you can feel for a moment she gets her hand on it. And as you sort of walk it forward and twist it away, she has to let it go. And then you see her starting to draw back and channel some magic as she's sort of in the retreat. Brandon. There's
Yes.
over there,
So I
and
was,
you
I
got a
was responding to a text.
smoking bird,
So-
and then you grilled,
Mm-hmm.
and
Okay.
yeah,
So
Nicholas is over there committing
she's
war
still,
crimes.
she's Oh yes, I'm very angry that she has injured my bird friend.
Yeah,
So
pretty
I need
pretty
to
thoroughly.
very thoroughly. So now I have to. It makes me want to. It makes me want to run a little bit. It makes me want to charge again.
Go. You can.
Yeah.
I mean, you got a clear shot. You can
Yeah.
move. I think it's 20 feet back to her. And right now
Perfect.
she is currently fighting again, at least by way of tactics. You know, she's fighting with Wayne right now. So you could try
Perfect.
and get in the mix there.
Perfect. And yeah, I'm going to charge at her again
Okay.
because it's just I can, so I might as well.
You might as well.
Yeah,
You're a charger. Play your character,
I'm a
right?
charger.
Yeah.
Can I use my inspiration?
Do you have inspiration?
Yes, you gave
Then
me
you
it.
can use your
I was talking like
inspiration.
this.
Anytime
Yeah.
you got a D20 that you need to make not suck,
Mhm.
you can try with your inspiration.
That's gonna hit. So 8 plus 5. Oh no, it's 14 plus 8, which is gonna be 22 plus
That is
5 is
going.
27.
That is going to hit.
All right. So that's gonna hit. That's good to know.
Can I offer
Where's my
you
D8?
something, because I like to count
Yes.
both dice when we do advantage and disadvantage.
The second one was just a 7.
Yeah, so I think we see you as you're running forward. I think we see you like try
Almost
not to
trip.
step. Yeah, exactly. And then I think we see you sort of like front flip into a drop kick.
Ooh.
And totally get her. Totally get her.
Right in the shoulder.
Just like
Right
as
in the
she's,
shoulder.
because she's
That's
back
holding
like
the
this right now, and you just see thunk like right down. What's the damage on that?
1d8 plus. Oh, nice. So that's 8 plus 5, which is 13.
Okay. All
That's the
right.
first hit. And then my second hit. Do I have a maneuver? I can make that? No. Okay. No one else around anyway. All right. Second hit.
Show me what you got.
Maybe as she turns. Like she just turns around. She sees.
What was that? What was that second attack?
I'm gonna totally roll it right now. I got a 19. But the thing is about 19s, when I had the feat Bone Breaker, that 19s are considered critical hits.
Ooh,
So
isn't that
you might as well treat that as a
interesting?
natural 20.
And I do. As you come down on her shoulder, and then I think we see you as you're dropping. Instead of hitting the ground, we see you shift into a spin. And I
Just like,
think we see her like as she's sort of turning this way. See you spin and kick out, and just hit her right in one of these horns,
yeah.
and just like tunk, and you hear a little, and
The
she
tooth.
just thunk to the ground. You
She's
actually
not
snapped off a little bit of her right shin horn there.
perfect. Do I need to roll
And
damage for this?
you don't. I mean, you're welcome to, but you literally just killed her.
Oh. oh. Oh, okay. Man, I'm just gonna look at my foot like, oh. There we go. Okay, so I got her. I got her. I'm gonna poke her and see like she kick her. Maybe like kick her in the side.
She's very. She's like unnaturally warm.
Oh.
As you're like, it's like, oh, like,
Oh.
and it's not getting cooler. Most bodies cool when they die. You poke
Well,
her
hers is
once,
getting warmer.
and then you poke her a second time, and the second time like hurts.
Oh. Get away from her. Get away from her. I'm gonna like beckon everyone to like back up.
Yeah, maybe stop poking the dead lady.
Yeah, as you're like, stop poking the dead lady, you start to see smoke rising up through her robes, and you start to see little patches of it starting to almost like whistle hot.
Listen to him. Get away from her.
And then you see little plumes of flame, like gas pockets. And very quickly, almost all of her is enveloped in this just conflagration, burning all these different arcane colors. And as she sputters out, there's just a pile of carbon and a seared ring around where she fell.
So, anyone know what happened? Because I'm not very magical.
I don't think that's normal, mate.
No, I don't think so. Wait, wizard. Use a wizard thing.
I ain't seen anything like that.
Anyone?
Is that a dragon cultist thing?
I don't know. Well, speaking of dragons, maybe we should try to find the egg. Oh no, it's weird about that. We can't do anything about it now.
What's everybody's passive perception?
14.
15.
17.
17.
Okay, carry on.
Oh, that's a nice. Can I pick up the horn that broke off her face?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna pick it up.
As you pick it up, it's very hot. It burns your fingertips, and as you try to let go of it, it just all turns to carbon and just goes into a pile of ash like everything else. You got little red marks on these 3 fingers. It's hot.
Oh, unfortunate.
Yeah.
All right. So, is there anything in the pile of the carbon?
Do you want to roll an investigation check?
Of course. I got a 14.
Get in there and massage it.
Yeah. It's like, see if we can find anything in here. Anything worthwhile.
There is actually a bit of horn left. Yeah. It is. As you look through, the ashes themselves produce nothing. Just get ash all up your arms and sleeves. But as you
does that add to my intimidation factor?
perhaps. as you look off to the left, you can see that there is maybe like 1.5 inches, 2 inches of horn left. That I guess that's the only dead part of them already. And you can see the inside of it is still looks like the cherry on a cigarette as it's starting to finally peter out.
Maybe someone with some more magical skills to figure out what this is. I'm gonna pick it up, but this time like with a glove on.
Okay.
So I'm gonna pick it up and
Okay. Yeah, you can do that without scalding yourself. Yeah, Wayne.
Are we forgetting the 8-foot-tall Goliath bloke?
Everyone else, roll me a history check.
Isn't there meant to be like?
Well, I don't
big
think I
fellow?
don't think my character ever saw him.
It's because you didn't. None of you read the dossiers.
I got a natural 20.
I
I don't know how.
roll. So I don't know how. But yes, you're like, yeah. I was waiting. You're totally. What the other guys get?
24.
Okay, I guess they didn't
5.
forget. Okay, all right.
No, I forgot.
Bird brain over there.
No, I just know where you are.
I was just
chose to
trying.
ignore him. I chose to ignore him because he's not a threat to us anymore.
I haven't seen him. Did you see him? I haven't seen him.
Uh,
Did I miss him?
can
did
I
I miss-
smell?
What are you
can
guys
I-
talking about?
Can I smell him?
There was 3
Can
guys.
you
There were 3 guys.
Can I
smell
smell
him?
Maybe he's invisible. I use all my senses.
It's you hear, "Can you smell me?" And then as you're picking up this piece of horn and holding it in your hand, you feel a heavy boot come up under your chin. Wham! Like somebody is kicking across a soccer field. And that was your perception check from earlier that everyone
Oh.
failed miserably.
He sneak upon us.
He sure as shit did. And he did great too. He got a 25 on his stealth check. You're gonna take 16 points of bludgeoning damage,
That is reduced.
except that yes, because you just got kicked in the face, you are going to roll a d4 and you can
Can I
reduce that
also
damage.
use? Can I also use one of my maneuvers called parry,
Yes.
and then I reduce it even more?
Yes.
Perfect. So I have 2d4s.
Great.
Actually, it's a d8.
Shit. That's a lot.
Perfect. All right, so I reduced 3 from the bracers.
From the
3
braces.
the teeth, the braces. Yeah. I dropped. All right.
No,
there we
on
go.
the table. That's another house rule. On the table.
All right, and that's a 7. So
Nice.
that's
You're-
10 damage reduced.
So 6 points of damage. It looks like this guy was gonna send your skull to the moon. And instead,
I raise it. I block just in time.
wow. Okay, there we go. How's a 19 versus your armor class though?
Does not.
19 doesn't hit you.
Oh wait, and I didn't. Wait, you said I don't have the +2 to my AC, did you? From the bracers.
You can use it as a reaction 3 times.
Oh, then I still have it. Then yeah, it does not hit me.
It is for a single attack. It's not shield. It doesn't last a round. It's
just a single attack.
Yeah, so I think we see those arms come up, and as he goes for that second kick, and you see him sort of stand up out from under a stairwell and say, "You didn't forget about me, did you?" And Rivius, it is.
Hey guys, he's right here.
Yeah. I'm gonna go back to where actually were we, Wayne? Brandon, Nicholas. Let's pick up with you. This guy comes onto the scene. He's about 20 feet to the left of you at an angle, and he just gave your guy a little lovin' across the jaw. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna go ahead and action search and attack twice with my longsword.
Ooh.
Let's see how this goes. First one. How does a 22 feel?
It feels real good. This guy's got on some like leather over plate armor. It's just sort of like critical armor. And so with that long sword just coming from the side, right between two of those plates, and they're just like, "What's up, bud?"
I'm gonna also trip attack.
Hot.
Now just give me a second.
Sure.
So before that, it's gonna have to do DC 15 of strength to see if he's not prone. So I mean, well, I'll do the damage for
23.
this one. Well, he's not gonna be knocked prone then.
Yeah.
It's gonna
As you
be
stab and try and go around and like shove him, he just sort of looks down at you and says, "Okay, I'll deal with you next then."
Go right ahead then, because that's the first attack. So in total, how much does that do? In total, that is 8 damage from that attack. Let's
Okay.
go for attack number 2. How about a 21?
That is also going to hit him.
Well, nice. And I'm gonna do this one. That one is also another. Just wait a second. And
Hmm.
well, time for a distracting attack.
Mm.
Another maneuver, distracting attack. What is next attack that is not from me has advantage.
Okay.
So keep that in mind. And add that to the total damage as well.
Dope.
Just let me finish this. And
Sure.
7 plus 7 plus 6. That's gonna be 13. So first it was 8 and then 13, total 21. And now for the flurry of blows. Let's get on with it.
All right.
Hopefully, let's do a quick pause. So 2 attacks. And it's gonna be 1. That's a 15.
15's going to miss.
Second one.
How are you attacking? You punching? Are you kicking? What's your move?
The first one were a couple of sword strikes, one coming low and another one coming to the center. And the first one, the flurry of blows. The first was a kick to the shin, and the second one is going to be a kick. Roundhouse kick straight to the head.
Okay.
And the second roundhouse straight to the head is a 21.
Yeah, as you kick his shin, he starts to reach down like he's gonna try and grab you, and I think we just see you switch kick, wham, right into his jaw. What's the damage on that guy?
On that one is 7, and since I did flurry blows, well, way of the open hand. He cannot take reactions now.
Hot.
That is my turn.
Okay. He tries to grab you. He does reach down and try and grab you, but as you do right in the jaw, he can't. You feel his hand just go whizzing past your face, and he staggers forward, and then just with his whole palm grabs your face, and it's a 30. It's a 30 to hit. And he starts to lift you up in the air, and as he does, he's going to try and smash Brandon, who he just kicked a couple of times. He was going to throw your buddy into you, but instead he just ends up throwing Nicholas down. And can I get a dexterity saving throw from Nicholas, please? Potentially reduce some damage here as you manage to avoid this.
9.
Maybe not. Well, minimum damage. You're gonna take 7 points of bludgeoning damage as he sort of slams you down, and you're still sort of roll into your buddy. And now there's 3 of you on the ground. That's very exciting. And he roars with an anger that is so powerful that you swear to God he just got even bigger. And Rivius, it's your turn. You've got a Goliath. He's really wearing not much more than the tribal tattoos over his body. And he just went from being a very sort of like lean, muscular guy to like a swole veins starting to pop kind of guy as he was shouting. What would you like to do?
Where am I?
You are on the ground. Your feathers have finally finished smoking and smoldering. And you look at this guy, and he's sort of towering over you. You're about like 3 feet tall, right? That's what you said. Yeah, he is scraping the edge of 8, every bit of 8 feet.
Oh, so he's a skyscraper to me. Okay.
Yeah, and you're on the ground looking up at him. So
yeah, so I'm like less than a foot tall, like width wise.
Yeah,
that's not getting me anywhere.
No.
Let's see. Okay. I think I want to just.
He just threw a guy like 5 times your size. Yeah.
Can I get up?
Yeah.
All right. And then can I still hit him with my rapier if I get up?
Yeah. Do you just want to like, just sort of like duck walk over to him and just stab him in the shin or something?
Can I reach that high?
I think most of what you got is shin. Yeah.
Might have to aim for the big toe. Yeah, I'll aim for the shin.
You can aim for the big toe. I'm not going to stop you. Listen, I don't know if you've ever had the chance to stab someone in the big toe, but if you do, it's gonna get a reaction.
Okay, yeah, I'll stab him in the big toe then with my rapier.
Okay.
You have advantage.
You do have advantage.
Okay.
Which will pop off all that rogue shit.
Not 20.
That's magnificent. Tell me all the damage you do. Like I said, we're not doubling your bonus damages or anything like that, like my crazy former self used to do. We're just doing whatever bonus damage is maxed. But with 6 levels of rogue, you got a fistful of d6s to hurt this guy with.
Yeah. Let's see. The sneak attack alone is 17.
Wait, that's maxed? No, that's your base attack is 17.
Yeah, for sneak attack. That's just sneak attack. That's not my rapier damage.
That you should turn to 18.
The rapier. So that's 16. That's 20. 20 plus 18, 38 points of damage.
Yeah.
What do you do to do 38 points of damage to this guy? Do you want to stab him in the big toe?
Yeah, I wanna like take my rapier and grab it with 2 hands and then just take it clean through his big toe.
Okay.
To where it's just
and just like funk, just like a guillotine, just like funk, just like chop it, just take it right off inside the boot, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Through the bone.
You do that.
And then I'd like to disengage as a bonus action.
A wise choice, probably. As he goes from this like, and and then we see you stab down into his boot, and he goes, fuck! And starts looking down, and he doesn't see you as you've managed to move on, and he just looks down, and we can see his boot cut away and his toe fully severed and blood just running out, and he leans forward and falls to a knee, and then immediately stands back up, and roars. Ooh, wow, that's a lot of damage. He doesn't look like he's in real good fighting shape there. And as the roaring continues, you Wayne, how's a 29 versus your armor class?
I'd say that probably is a hit. Yeah, that gets through. Yeah.
Excellent.
Can I ask something?
Yes.
That's gonna sting.
Yes.
Am I right next to Wayne on this situation or not?
No, you and Brandon are cuddling in a little cuddle puddle on the ground about 10 feet away from Wayne.
Damn it.
Oh yeah, I must have missed that when I went to go get my cereal.
Yeah.
What happened?
The Goliath grabbed Nicholas by the face, picked him up, and threw him at you.
Okay.
And both you just sort of and Wayne just had to sort of watch as the two of you went into the base of the former mast, which has now slid off the far side, and it seems to just be like hanging in the water. As you are trying to clamber back up, Wayne, you get hit for 8 points of piercing damage as you hear the report of a revolver, and he turns and looks down, and as you're sort of like from that shot, he fires another blunderbuss with his left hand. And can I get dexterity saving throws from Brandon and Nicholas with disadvantage, please?
It's truth.
13.
Bad.
14.
Bad. Okay, cool.
Disadvantage. I'll do
Each of you are going to take 11 points of piercing damage as you are just peppered with thick shots of lead. And can I get Constitution saving throws from each of you?
— 22.
Good.
19.
Good. The searing of lead into your flesh does no further damage. Wayne, player 1 has re-entered the game as you see this large, dark-skinned man with 3 cuts across his face. He's holding the blunderbuss from his bandolier and holsters it, still smoking. And has a pistol in one hand and draws his saber as he looks out at you.
Right. And we've still got enormous swollen Goliath with one toe missing in play as well. Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't look like he wants to play much more. I'll give you that. Right. By way of I mean, he's obviously still very much a threat, but he might pack his ball and go home if anyone manages to remove another toe quite so violently.
Right. All right. They're not impossibly far apart, are they?
No, you'd say they're about 15, 20 feet apart from one another.
I can do that. All right.
There's a sort of an angle of the steps that lead up to the helm that sort of vivisects them.
Right. So I'll look back at Mr. Blunderbuss, pistolier guy of the 3 scars. Yeah, right. I'll do you for that. But first, kneecapping.
Nice.
Let's go for An attack on the Goliath.
Okay,
Attack action.
great. Watch your step as you step over Nicholas and Brandon.
Oh, yeah, careful. Excuse me. Excuse I.
Yeah,
How's the 15 look?
Bad. Would you
Okay.
swing at his knees?
Yep.
He turns as you're swinging, and the reinforced knee pad just like you were gonna get him behind the knee, and instead he's like, "No, you don't," and turns out and catches that. But you got more up your sleeve than just that.
You gotta make it hard, don't you? All right. That's a 21.
That is going to hit.
Okay. So that's a 9 for the shillelagh.
Okay.
Plus. Oops. An extra 2 psychic from Dreadful Strikes.
Ooh. Okay. Interesting.
Is he still up?
He is still up.
Once more onto the breach.
Thank goodness for raging, everybody.
All right. Oh, that still works against like magic damage, doesn't it?
In this case, it seems everything maybe except force damage or
Right,
psychic
okay.
damage. No, that was psychic damage. He took all of that.
Only the little tiny 2 points at the end there. All right, we'll take the bonus action against him as well.
Okay.
But that's a 13 to hit, which I don't think is going to cut it.
Not gonna cut the mustard.
cut it.
No, sir.
Not going to
Unfortunately.
cut it. All right.
Yeah, he sort of steps down and drops an arm and sort of like punches that shillelagh away as you're swinging it, and he says, "I'm gonna pound you and your friends into mush."
Buy me a drink first.
And he blushes. And Brandon, it's your turn. You're on the ground. You're on the ground. Your buddy's keeping this Goliath at bay.
Perfect. I'm gonna do a push up, get back up to my feet.
All right, drop and give me 20. Not you know. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding. No, you don't have the kind of time. Sit the best. Yeah, I love the one push stand up. It's a good move. It's hot.
Perfect. And then I'll charge at him.
Okay, very good.
Okay, I mean, might as well.
Hey man, do what you do.
You
build the charge with him. You know,
it's convenient how you push me away exactly 10 feet.
Yeah, exactly. It's beautiful. It's
Perfect.
beautiful. Come and get it.
Do I have advantage or just regular?
You will have combat advantage as you move into melee range alongside your compatriot. Yes, so you will have advantage, and you will have a +5 bonus to the damage, or you'll be able to push him because he is just one size category larger.
Well, I just got a 19, so that's
that's hot.
Right,
what do you do? He's hunkered down now. He is not nearly his full height. He just dropped an arm to block his knees from being hit. So he's sort of like crouched. He's still a good 6 feet in height, but
I'm gonna be sprinting out. I'm gonna jump up. Right in the back of the skull.
Yeah, I think that as he's hunched down, he doesn't even get the chance to sort of turn and look up. As you punch with a nat 20.
19.
Well, it's 19, but you've got your
bone crusher.
Your bone crusher, which means that so that that's a critical hit.
So that's 16 plus 5, which is 21, and then plus 5 from charger, it'd be 24 damage. In that one punch.
Yeah,
and then I get to attack again.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, perfect. Oh wait, actually, before I do that, something I forgot about before. Bone Breaker has when I score a critical hit with an unarmed strike, the target must make a Constitution saving throw, which is going to be a D8. Well, it's going to be a 16 DC, and if they fail, then they will have disadvantage on attack rolls.
As your
or I
character says all of this through your grill, taking all the time in the world to process what the hell's going on, you see this guy start to tilt, and he just falls down. He's dead. You killed him. You killed
he's
him.
dead?
He died. He died. You killed him with a
Oh.
critical hit, and then you're like, I'm gonna
Oh.
hit him again, and then started reading rules, and then you realized, I don't have to do that. He's no, I
So
oh.
I'm just like, oh wait, he's dead. Oh, that's the second time I killed someone with the crit. Well, okay. Let's loot his body.
Nicholas.
We have another person to
Yeah.
deal with right now.
Yeah.
Another one?
Listen, buddy, I got some real news for you as well. I don't know if you were paying attention when I described what he was wearing.
I don't think I'll see
But if
that.
you're looting anything, it's booty. That's what there's more of than anything else on this body. Is stack cakes. There's fucking short cakes for everybody. Actually, they're tall cakes, but
Perfect.
yeah.
Who's my other enemy?
He's 20 feet away from you, around a corner.
Perfect. Around a corner, so I don't have line of sight.
Yeah. You ran past where he was. But
can I run back around to get that second hit?
you can start moving back, but he's over. He's gonna be.
Can I go to it's just like in sight, so I can pull up the blicky?
Sure, yeah. You can. As you see him tumble back, you sort of like, and you sort of take 2 steps back, and you're like,
First, I'm gonna be doing this. I had my smile out.
Jackass.
Intimidate him.
Yes. I need you to make sure that you add that to your inventory in case you play this character again later.
Oh, yes.
Hopefully the speech impediment will clear
Oh
up.
my god, I got another 19.
Well, that's with the gun, so it's gonna hit.
Yeah.
But go ahead and roll me up that damage because it's definitely gonna hit him.
Yeah, I'll just save time. Do this. Alright, it's going slow motion. Oh, wait, 6 plus. Okay, so 8 damage.
Yeah, he's still looking like he's gonna try and shoot Nicholas, and as you back up, you just like bang, and just right across his abdomen. You see it go through the leather jacket, and then just sort of like we see it go behind the leathery vest he's wearing, and pop out the other side of the leathery vest with of blood behind it, and he looks over, and you see his eyes just flash with menace. These scratch marks across his face, and he just like growls at you.
That's what you're getting, old bitch.
And he sort of cocks his head. Nicholas, you're up.
Well, I'm gonna first rush towards him and let's do an attack as good old fashions dictates. And God damn it!
Yeah.
Doesn't hit.
What'd you get?
9.
Wow. What'd you roll?
2.
It's not great.
Well, anyway, it doesn't matter. I'll just go ahead and do a bonus action. I'm just gonna go ahead and. You know what? Let's just straight up do it.
Do it.
What do you say?
Show me what you got.
Okay. Flurry of blows once again.
Okay.
And let's do this twice, just right ahead. How about 30-20 and a 15?
Not going to do it. He steps out of the way, and then as you take another shot, he just sort of like shifts out of the way as well. He's so smooth. The dirty 20 is going to hit. As he sort of backs into the captain's quarters, and as he tries to dodge that last shot, he's sort of like backed up against the desk and has nowhere to go, and bam, you catch him.
Okay, 7 bludgeoning damage, and I need a dex saving throw of 13.
That is a 19. No, that's a dirty 20. It's a saving throw? Oh, that's much better.
Yeah.
That's a 25. Dexterity saving throw.
Okay. Well,
He's
I
quite
tried.
dexterous. Sweet. He took a little on the chin. And the Goliath falls down, and as you look over, Brandon, you see your prize come flopping out. And Rivius, can I get a perception check, please?
Okay. 17.
As you see Nicholas harrying this captain, backing him into a corner, you look around, you see the Goliath out, done, out for the count. You look down, pile of ash on the deck of this woman, and then you sort of look out past the two broken masts, each going in different directions. And as you look out to the north, you see the ship, and it is careening sort of wide back towards you, and you see a flashing light on top of it, and then you start to see like fireworks and sparklers, and there's just this. It looks like the 4th of July going off on top of this ship. Can I get an insight check, please?
15.
Is Bios trying to signal us or something? What's going? There's making a whole lot of ruckus. We're not quite done here. It's a little early for a celebration, don't you think?
All right, but I can tell it's BIOS.
Yeah, it's the ship. You can see it's the ship. It's
Okay.
coming. It's moving in again. It's a very quick ship that moves around. So pretty fast for a flying fortress. Yeah, it's coming. What do you do?
I would like to alert my team that BIOS is coming back, and quickly, with far too many fireworks.
As you say that, each of you in kind can see. It does not take anything to turn around and see there's a stone ship. It's flying towards you. It's going to be here in just a few seconds, and there's just fireworks. And as each of you look out, you see this one big burst, and it's green and huge. But it's weird because as the sparkles of this green start to settle, you see two slanted red eyes and 8 tentacles waggling. And those sparkles start to fall and fade. Can I get religion checks from everyone, please?
15.
7.
11.
4.
Cool. As the rest of you are like, what the fuck does that mean? You sort of look back, Nicholas, and as you look over, the captain's not there anymore. And as the ship comes barreling towards this boat, all of you feel it lurch upward about 15 to 20 feet and then come crashing down. And Rivius, you are set aloft. And I think instinctually start to flap your wings. And as you are left about 20 feet off the deck, you see a huge tentacled arm curl up over the deck of the ship. It is a array of greens from like a hyper neon green down to the darkest forest moss you've ever seen. And as it slaps over the middle of the ship, very close to where Bios vivisected this boat, you hear it, each of its suckers grab boards, and then the ships start to twist to one side. And Bios comes rushing down and says, "Get on the boat!" And yeah, she essentially just sort of like turns this thing and skids it sideways right in front of this tentacle. And you see two more tentacles rise up out of the water, just waiting to grab a hold of something. And she's like, "Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on."
Yeah, she doesn't have to tell me twice. I'm trying to get on. I'm trying to get on the ship.
Supposed to get the
abandoned
eggs.
combat.
Don't want to die. Supposed to get the eggs.
Priorities,
Don't
everybody.
want to
Priorities.
die.
Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on.
Boat.
All right.
Onto the ship. Onto the ship.
me along to the Kraken now.
As we see Rivius, you sort of float down onto the deck of the ship and see these empty egg cartons. You're like, "Ugh." And as we see Brandon, your final leap onto this ship, we see the boat drop out beneath you with a resounding crunch. And we see the ship start to rise up from this churning water. And we see one of these arms start to swing down. And Bios is like, hang on, hang on, hang on now. And powers this ship down and underneath this tentacle. And we see another one try and chase through that opening, only to end up tangling those two arms. And Bios begins to bank back and upward. And as each of you peer back down, you see these arms slap down over this ship and break it into two pieces. And as it does, you see a ox blood red sail rise to the surface of the water, bearing the 5 dragon-headed sigil of Tiamat. And that is where I'll leave you tonight.
Oh,
Kudos and congratulations. You guys did a great job tonight. I really loved that. I appreciate very much.
I really loved it too.
Yes, thank you. God, it's beautiful. Very energetic.
I have to do that
character.
every single time now.
If you want to use the intimidation grill,
Yeah.
you don't have to. It's fine. You could maybe be nice to Cyanel and trade something out.
I had to talk to her first. When we get back, I'll talk to her.
You might want to try. Might want to try Bios's flavor. Her gin might be a little nicer than what you're going to get from Cyanel Silver Whip. But yeah, her brand's a little sweeter.
The most beautiful elf on the ship.
Lovely. Yes, kudos and congratulations to all of you for surviving and doing a very nice job at it. This was a well fought fight, and I'm tremendously grateful and impressed. And I can't wait to do it again. A reminder to everyone that while this is a campaign, you can swap out characters. You can play different builds as long as there's not some weird counter narrative retcon. You can adjust your characters to make sense to really dial them in. If you need to make anything crazy change, let me know. But
I'm a wizard now.
I'm a wizard.
We're all wizards.
We're all wizards.
Now,
I
before
just
you
love
can-
how quickly I melded into like, oh yeah, Wayne is totally a wizard.
He's clearly a wizard. Hey,
He's
listen,
clearly a wizard.
Got a
even
hat.
even Cyanel was thrown. I want to be very clear. She's got a very good insight, and she rolled a nat 1. So yeah, Rob, what's up?
Before anyone continues, let's consider also when we can have these sessions, because it's 4 a.m. in the morning here, and I have to wake up 3 hours
late.
later just to go to work.
We'll talk about that on Discord. We can have conversations about scheduling, what sort of games you guys want to play when you're available. I'm
I
glad
have to
to
go
do
to
all
sleep.
of that.
Yeah, he has to go. He has to go now.
Then I unfortunately must bid the rest of you adieu and au revoir, and remind you, as always, to be good, to take care of yourselves, and if you can't be good, don't get caught. There's MPs out there. They'll arrest you.
Yeah.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you.
Have a
Bye-bye.
good night.
Good night.